Hello all and welcome to Defense the Patients. This is the second time I'm going to try this commercial because I was totally wrong on the date. The date is March 18th of 2017, 6 p.m. EST to midnight a.m. EST. We're going to be giving away some cool things. The stream's going to kick off at 6 p.m. 7 p.m., Dota 2 mousepad. We're going to let you pick it off at Dota2.com. 7:30 shirt. 8 p.m. Dota 2 mousepad. Pick it off their website. 8:30 shirt. 9 mousepad. Pick it off the website. 9:30 shirt. 10 Dota 2 mousepad. 10:30 DotP t-shirt. 11 Dota 2 mousepad. Pick it off the website. 11:30 DotP t-shirt drawing. Midnight the mouse Dota 2 mouse badass. Wish I had one myself. Please tune in. If you're not there and you're a patron, you're going to be put in anyway. Thanks for listening. And I love you guys, of course, as you know. Like, you're my everything, you're my all, and I wish you all well. Have a great day, and enjoy this episode with Hacker. He's from Liquipedia, and he's an interesting kid. You guys, you know, Patreon and all that, it's just been great. I've got a little more time to fill, so I'm just talking. I'm good at it, though. I feel like I'm good at filling time. I've been doing it for a long time. Anyway, thank you. I love you. My heart goes to you. Hello all, and welcome to Tuesday Q&A. I'm your host, Roland. Today, with me, my expert, Ursinity. Ursinity, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. I'm preparing myself for the blizzard that the Northeast is getting.
Yeah.
When this is actually out, it's going to be miserable. I'm not looking forward to shoveling, not one bit.
Yeah, like 18 inches or something like that. Also, today, Ursinity and I are joined by, I always say special guest, but this is like extra on top of cherry on top of special, where you pull it off and you the maraschino off. His name is the Hacker. Hello, the Hacker. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. I am enjoying sunny California.
Oh my gosh, California. Okay.
Rub it in.
Yeah, do rub it in. I'm close. Like I was the part of the settlers that decided like, no, we've gone too far. We'll stop in Utah. See you later, guys. And they're like, no, we're gonna go to California. It's sweet over here. And they're like, nah, we're tired. We're tired. We'll just stay here. It's good half the time. All right, so I don't know anything about you, the Hacker, and I'd love to know. Ursi?
I'm sorry. Continue, please.
Come on, dude. I don't really know a whole bunch about you. I know a bunch about Liquipedia. Ever since I played Brood War, Liquipedia is where I went to find matches or to read about different builds with, especially Brood War. So please give us your boilerplate. Or what have you?
So I guess in terms of esports, I'm not like super deep into the community. I'm just like a volunteer mostly. But yeah, I'm a member of the volunteer staff at Liquipedia. I focus on the Dota 2 wiki, but technically I am staff on all of the wikis. As well as that, I am also one of the moderators on the Liquid Dota forums, as well as teamliquid.net. So that's spent most of my time also working on that. Outside of that, I guess I'm just a computer engineering student.
So, whoa, okay,
that's fun.
How many years into the computer engineering?
I am in my third year right now.
Okay, so you were already way smarter than Ursi and a little bit smarter than me. So yeah, okay.
One of those is right. I don't like this baseless assumption.
So are you? Is your job with Liquipedia? Is this like your thing that you're doing while you go to school? Is this like your extracurricular?
It's mostly a hobby. I'm not paid or anything. So
do you want it to just be a hobby though?
I don't know. I wouldn't complain if people started paying me, but
because we were actually we're not live at all right now. This is actually a live interview, and we were wondering. You seem like a perfect fit. Do you want to just come work for us in this industry? Quit school, and we can't pay you, and be a volunteer for us? No.
I was gonna say one of those bullet points is more important than the others.
Yeah. So, what is your familiarity with DotP and the DotP community? Any? Other than this Denny guy, Cyphus guy messaging you?
I've like been aware of the podcasts that you guys have been doing, but I unfortunately haven't listened to them. Like I just know that hey, these guys do podcasts
Yeah,
about Dota.
that's
That's good.
That's me too.
Um,
That's all I know about it. Like I know we do podcasts or something to do with Dota 2, but that's about all I know. Okay, Ursa, your
Well,
turn. Your turn.
No, I mean that's about all that it is. I'm always impressed when somebody that doesn't actually listen knows who we are. That's like a weird bit of excitement.
Yeah.
That, like we are acknowledged by people that are not particularly listeners. I think so. Historically, when we used to run pro shows, it was always a running joke that pro show became basically proud, or well, mostly just proud, just basically reading off of Liquipedia and talking about results.
Yeah.
And now we actually have somebody from Liquipedia. So I
read us
mean, the
results.
pro show is already basically here without like it's here
Oh my gosh, you're right. I didn't notice the parallel that you're
in full
you're
representation.
making. We don't have
Get
to
all
have
the pros.
Yeah, we don't have to have an intermediary. We can just have do you prefer to put the in front of your name, or do you just like going by hacker?
Either way is fine. I think other people usually prefer hackers because it's shorter. But
Yeah.
What about hack? Do you get hack? Like you're such a hack. You ever get that?
not yet.
Not yet. Good. Good.
It's always a
Good.
first.
Good.
Hopefully, Roland has not created a trend.
No, I like it, and especially the 4 is an A and the 3. It makes sense now because of your name. I was like, 4 is kind of like an A, 3. Anyway, we'll get into the meat of this show. This is Tuesday Q&A, where people from the DotP community and abroad call in to ask us questions, write in to ask us questions, leave voicemails to ask us questions. And today we are lucky enough to have somebody who is on the staff of Liquipedia, like you said, for pretty much all the pedias that Liquid has. Yeah. Overwatch, I'm guessing you touch on. Dota 2 you touch on.
Yeah, we have 9 full wikis right now, which are StarCraft, Brood War, and StarCraft 2. We have Counter-Strike, Overwatch, Hearthstone, Super Smash Brothers, Heroes of the Storm, and Rocket League, and obviously Dota 2 as well.
That's 10 I counted.
Maybe I don't think
No,
twice.
I'm just joking. No, I can't count very well either. So, Dota 2, let's get this out of the way before we answer any questions. How proficient are you in Dota 2?
Not at all.
Not at
That's
all?
the correct answer. I don't know.
How many games, how many hours, I'm MMR, that type of thing?
I can pull up Steam to see my exact hour count. It's somewhere.
Oh, we don't
around
need
2K
exact. We
hours.
can approximate here.
2,470 hours according to Steam.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, you're probably better than me, that's for sure.
I don't know.
No.
I'm at the going rate of about 1 hour per MMR. So
Hey, I'm at the like every hour I go down 25 lately. So it's been pretty rough.
Man, I wish I gained an MMR an hour. That would be pretty nice, but alas,
You wouldn't be 5,000. I'll tell you
I
that
probably
much
wouldn't,
if you gained one.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and get you comfortable here, hacker. We're gonna take our first caller. Our first caller.
We're gonna do good or garbage. Actually,
Oh, are we
that's what
gonna
we're
do? No, we're doing good or garbage. Okay.
That's the ultimate way to
It
break
is the
somebody
ultimate
into
way.
the Tuesday Q&A is just to do good or garbage. The only thing that we do every week.
Okay, we're gonna start it with hacker, and the rules are very, very easy. Okay, you either respond to my question with good or garbage. Okay, your opinion if it's good or if it's garbage. I'm going to ask you this series of questions. Ursi is going to plug his ears. I'm gonna wait until he plugs his ears.
Oh wait, I can't listen to this? Okay.
I feel like you should take your headphones off. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and start here. Are you ready, hacker?
yep,
Okay. Read precise with agonyms.
pretty good.
Okay, there's gotta stop you. We can't add any describing words with no adjectives.
No
It's just
adjectives.
good or garbage. But
Okay,
we'll
good.
take that as a good, and it is pretty good. You're right. Desolate instead of desolate. This is in response to Spectre's W. Is it pronounced desolate instead of desolate? This is not a good or garbage.
Garbage.
How do you perceive that to be pronounced?
It's desolate.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I'm wrong. Okay, now it's going to be good or garbage from here on out. Okay, maxing daggers on Spectre. So maxing Q on Spectre.
Good.
Carry Darkseer.
Good.
Armlet Ogre Mage.
Garbage.
Armlet Wind Ranger.
Good.
Playing ability draft.
Garbage.
Yes. Growdy in the off lane. Garbage is
let's
the
go with
correct
garbage.
response. Yeah. The special edition mouse on the giveaway we're going to do this Saturday has a Dota emblem on it.
Good.
Becoming a patron in the last minute to be a part of it. What is this?
Good.
Base attack time.
Good.
Dota picker.
I'll just go with good.
Do you know what Dota picker is?
No idea.
You plug in
Sounds
heroes and it gives you a counter. So you're like, I don't know what to pick. Passionate book readings at the $1,000 goal.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Ursi, headphones. Headphones, Ursi. We need your headphones on.
I don't think he can.
How can he? Yeah, this is a huge conundrum. If he takes his headset off, now do I have to message him? How does it work? Here.
I think that's the play.
Oh my gosh. What
wait.
a disaster. Okay, are you back here?
Hi, I'm back.
Okay. Are you ready? Let's see how you fared against
sure.
his good or garbage. All right, Reaper
Lego.
Scythe with Ags.
Good.
Desolate instead of desolate.
Oh boy, good.
Maxing daggers on Spectre.
Good.
Carry Darkseer.
Garbage.
Armlet Ogre Mage.
Good.
Armlet Wind Ranger.
Good.
Playing ability draft.
Garbage.
Growdy in the offlane.
Garbage.
The special edition mouse in the giveaway.
Good.
Becoming a patron in the last minute to be a part of it.
Good.
Base attack time.
Garbage.
Totem picker.
Garbage.
Passionate book readings at the $1,000 goal.
Good. Definitely. Definitely good.
All right, that's from Kumamizu. This kid is in high school, Kumamizu, and he's awesome. He's gonna grow up to be like somebody that I'm gonna be like, remember me? I had that podcast. And he's gonna be like, sorry, you don't qualify for this job. And I'm like, no, like you came on my podcast, remember? And he'll be like, I'm sorry, like that was fun, but I was a kid, and like I'm not really into it anymore. Anyway, okay. Our first caller is somebody who has been stomping the in-houses. Every Wednesday we do an in-house hacker where we have everybody from the DotP community come in. His name is a Direwolf. His MMR is 1800, and I'm pretty sure he has a question for us. Direwolf, what is your question?
Yo, what's up, guys?
Not much. How you doing?
Good. And this is very fitting since you have Hacker on from Liquipedia, because I was looking at Liquipedia when I was figuring out this question. I want to know what you guys think are the most underrated or underappreciated items of this meta. And the one that came to my mind, I guess I'll give mine first, was Solar Crest, because I saw a top 100 Invoker buying Solar Crest every goddamn game since 7.02. And I was looking at Liquipedia and at all the buffs, the Roshan buff, 2 more armor on the active. So that's one that stood out to me. I was wondering what you guys thought about that.
Why don't you go first, Hacker?
Yeah, I think Solar Crest is definitely like a decently underrated item. I think that people kind of forgot about it after the change where it has like half it got nerfed to only be like half effective against Roche, so people like, because it was getting bought a lot, and then that change happened, so people stopped buying it as much. But now that with the buffs, I think again it's a pretty good item. In terms of other underrated items, I think I kind of want to say Heaven's Halberd, but the consensus like in the community is that
shit item. But really, it isn't. Like, there's a Sange in there. There's a Talisman of Evasion. I feel like it's a good item, but what it does seems kind of hard to do. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's like kind of underrated as a late game pickup. I think, in my opinion,
especially against like AM or like Alchemist or I don't know, those types. But the thing is, you have to get close to them. It's like walking toward a bee nest with like bee killer. It's like, what's dangerous about walking toward the bee nest is walking toward the bee nest. Once you get there with the bee killer, you're fine. It's just approaching the bees is what's scary. Yeah, I'm going to use that analogy.
That's
fair.
Yeah.
I saw was watching one of the Kiev games earlier today. It was Alliance versus Secret, and Midwan on his Legion commander bought a Heaven's Halberd to pop Lincolns on the Ember. So like that was kind of win-win scenario for him because like if the Lincolns is already popped, then he gets to disarm in the duel, and if it's not, then he can just dual pop it and then duel, and then he has the evasion in the duel, which is obviously going to benefit him a lot.
And
He's got
strength. Yeah. God,
What
that's
more
cool.
could Legion commander want?
Yeah, you're definitely better at
Yeah.
Dota than me. Ursi, do you agree?
Well, I mean, with that, I mean, if you're just trying to break the Lincolns, the halberd is kind of assuming that the Legion had blade mail. The halberd is counterproductive, right? Because then you are returning less damage because of your evasion, which seems a little counterintuitive. But all in all, I mean, I think that's really interesting. And it's way more cheap and cost efficient than getting like an abyssal or like a force staff.
Yeah.
Okay, my answer though is I want to say Battle Fury because Battle Fury has just kind of gotten crapped on. Even on our show, we've been talking bad about Battle Fury on virtually every .p show. But recently, I've had a few games where I've been playing more Juggernaut recently, and I've had a few games where it was actually like the pick, and then I just didn't build it because I was like I was stuck in that 7.0, 7.02, 7.03 mentality of like, oh boy, why would you ever build Battle Fury? There's so many better items. So that would probably be at the top of my list. And then Daedalus also, I think, similarly. Battle Fury got replaced by Maelstrom Mjolnir when it comes to farming, and Daedalus got replaced by Bloodthorn in almost all situations. But now Daedalus, both in my own play and in the play of people I've been watching, has been making a resurgence, and I think it's a good item. It's just a bit underrated relative to the item that commonly replaces it. And Solar Crest Invoker is pretty old, by the way. Envy used to play Medallion Invoker. I shouldn't say old, but it's something that is done before. I personally, I don't think I've ever played a game of it, but people used to play it with like Alacrity early builds, and you just have like a ton of minus armor and physical damage.
Huh.
Personally, I don't like it, but there's a place in it for everybody, I suppose. And it lets you Roche really early. It used to be better because you'd have double Forge at 8, and then you'd have your Medallion at a similar timing, and then you'd go solo Roche as Invoker. Envy used to do this all the time, and you'd solo Roche at like 15 minutes or something. We're probably even earlier than that, and nobody expects an Invoker to be sitting in Roshan for 5 minutes.
Was this before 7.0 or is this still 7.0?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this was before, back when it was
when
level
you could get
8,
double Forge
Yeah.
Spirits. Yeah.
Well, level 9 because you'd want Alacrity also, but yeah.
Okay. All right, so my opinion of most undervalued item in this meta is definitely going to be the Atos. That thing is way too fucking good, and it gives you tons of int, it gives you health, and it literally, like, I don't know, an ensnare seems to be just as good as a stun these days. Like, that is a stun stick for super cheap that gives you great stats. And really, the only people I see picking it up are, like, Skywrath Mage. So I'm gonna go ahead.
You should play more games with me, dude. I buy it all the time. It's great. I'm a big fan of Rod of Atos. That is also a very good answer.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. I feel like Rod of Atos is like too good to belong in this category of underrated items.
It is.
Well, I mean, right, to be underrated, it has to actually be good. You can't just have a crap item and be like, oh yeah, Lena's underrated. It's like, no, Lena's just bad. Excuse you. Yeah.
All right. Hey, Direwolf, thank you for the thought-provoking questions, sir.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And keep reckoning those in-houses. Keep having people call you a Smurf. I think that's hilarious.
I'll try my best.
It's the ultimate compliment.
It is the ultimate compliment. All right. We'll talk to you soon, sir.
Have a good one. Bye.
Okay. Ursi, we should read this question that was fielded a week ago. You got that?
Okay, yes. All right. Hi, guys. I was recently listening to your podcast episode last week, and I came across one of your questions about a need for a quiz that will relate to improving your MMR in games. In listening to this, I remembered a quiz I saw Admiral Bulldog do on stream that directly related to advanced mechanics of the game. I've tracked it down for you, and I think it is something you and your audience would really enjoy. It is Dota.io/quiz.
Okay.
And then he says he appreciates our content, and he's from Australia, so that's cool because he drives a lot. He doesn't drive a lot because he's from Australia. He drives a lot and is from Australia. An important distinction.
Okay, I'm gonna start the quiz then,
That's from
and I'm
Red
gonna
Dead.
ask you guys. Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh God, I'm gonna fail.
All right, here we
Okay.
go. I'm going to start. So they give
And
examples. They say, so the two examples they start with is Stormbolt is blocked by BKB, which is false. And Doom completely bypasses Black King Bar, which is true. Yes.
Yeah.
I was waiting. This is like the test. This is like the for example. If you're
I
having trouble now, then it might
I didn't
be
know
bad.
this was this quiz, but I've not taken this before. I remember when this was like put out.
Okay.
I hope it's updated properly. Otherwise, it's going to be wildly inaccurate.
Well, we'll see. Are you ready?
Yeah, we will see.
Hacker, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Lincoln's. What is it asking me here?
Off to a good start.
It said it's like God Strength and Diffusal Blade. Oh, I see what they're saying here. So, does Diffusal Blade get rid of God Strength?
No.
No.
So, what do I click? Okay, can you blink a homing missile?
No.
No. Do like blink dodge?
Yeah. Can you force
No.
staff somebody out of Chronosphere?
No.
No.
Good job, guys. Does BKB stop exorcism damage?
No.
No.
Okay. Does BKB stop March of the Machines?
Yes.
Yes.
You hacker said it first. You're right. BKB stop Chronosphere.
No.
Okay.
I wish. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Does Skull Basher go through Lincoln Sphere?
Yes.
Yes.
Shadow Blade stop Stormhammer. If you hit it,
Yes.
yeah, it does. Can you take Weave off with a Diffusal Blade?
No.
I think you can?
You can't. He was right.
Oh.
Can you Finger of Death through BKB?
No.
No.
Can you consume through BKB?
I don't even know what consume means.
Like Doom's ability?
Yeah, I guess. Ensnare, Blink Dagger. Can you blink away from an ensnare?
No.
Oh, well, once you're in it, you can't, but you can destroy most ensnares with a blink.
Yeah.
Oh, he got it technically right.
He did. I mean, he's
yes.
right. I would have gone that far, but I respect it. He can have the point.
I
I
think
didn't realize
this-
we were keeping points
I
either.
think this goes forever, so I'm going to give it like 3 more questions. Sonic Wave goes through BKB, and there's no...
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Ghost Scepter and Ensnare.
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
Not,
Oh, you can't anymore?
Nope.
Not anymore,
That
but
changed.
they have not changed it. Wow, you're good. Whirling Death and Diffusal Blade. Can I undo Whirling Death with Diffusal Blade?
I don't.
I want to say no. I don't know why I want to say no.
You
I
guys
feel
are
like
both
that's
wrong. Both wrong. Soul
Yeah,
Assumption
yeah.
from Visage. Can you Shadow Blade it off when that big nuke's coming at you?
Yes.
Nope, you can't.
Oh, wow.
Can
Nobody
you-
plays it here anyway. It doesn't
I'm a
matter.
Visage picker.
Okay, this is the
Oh,
last
boy,
one.
really?
Yeah,
You're
Visage
better man
picker
than I.
over here. Pounce Shadow Blade.
What do you mean? What was the question?
That's like, if I Shadow Blade in the middle of a Slark pouncing, do I still get pounced?
Yes, you still get pounced.
Yeah. Okay, we're done there. I feel like this quiz just goes forever.
It probably does.
Awesome. So many thanks for all of your content. I'm finding it incredibly helpful towards climbing my MMR as I'm a very green player with only a little over a year's experience playing this game. Isn't that sad to say you're a green player and I've only played it for a year?
Yeah.
As I travel approximately 14 hours a week. Anyway, this is all the best from Dead Zed from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you very
Melbourne.
much. Melbourne. What did I say?
Melbourne. It's Melbourne.
Is
You
it?
don't say Melbourne.
It's
You say
Melbourne?
Melbourne. Yeah. I'm going to get props for this.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
right.
Well,
I'm right.
take your props. Okay. Let's do a Liquipedia specific question, and then we'll
Okay.
move on to another caller.
From Jakey. Hey guys, love the show. My question is for your Liquipedia guest. It seems like Liquipedia focuses on esports that Team Liquid competes in, but is used by everyone, even if they aren't Liquid fans. As popular as Liquipedia is, have you considered expanding to other games or MOBAs? I feel like we kind of answered this question at the beginning when we listed the 9 games that that Liquipedia covers.
I guess you have Heroes of the Storm, but go ahead and answer this, Hacker. I mean, even if you have to reiterate yourself.
Yeah, so we already do have some other wikis for other MOBAs, like we mentioned at the beginning. We have 9 wikis total. I guess they're full wikis, including Heroes of the Storm. But outside of that, we also have the Alpha Wikis program, which is something we introduced, I believe, about a year ago, maybe a little more. And basically, this is a way for the community to get wikis for other games that we don't currently cover, get those up and running. So as part of our Alpha Wikis program, we have actually quite a few Alpha Wikis. Off the top of my head, I can tell you that we have one for Team Fortress 2, we have one for the fighting game community. We have one for let's see. We have one for Battle Right. We have one for FIFA. We have
Wow.
like a bunch of upcoming alpha wikis, and so places like those alpha wikis are where you would see the wikis for other MOBAs like League of Legends, stuff like that. Like we've had a lot of community requests to start a League of Legends wiki, and like with the alpha wiki program, uh, that's how we get the community to basically be involved. Like say, hey, these are the tools to make the wiki. You guys have a lot of enthusiasm for this game, so hey, we're going to give you the tools so you guys go and make it. And then as the wikis get like off the ground up and running from the community, then we can start taking them into our fold. That's actually what happened with our Rocket League wiki. That was originally one of the alpha wikis, but it got promoted to a like full wiki status. A couple months ago, I believe. So
how is League of Legends not a full wiki? Do you have anything more to say on that? Like this game apparently is like the biggest game you can play on any toaster in the world. Like what's going on with that?
Yeah, so for a long time, there wasn't for a long time we just didn't like have the resources to start up like wikis at the rate that we are doing now with the Alpha Wikis program. I guess if you want me to get technical about it, it's
Please.
because of the skin layout you see right now on Liquipedia, on the Dota 2 Liquipedia, is like a brand new skin layout that we started rolling out like right after TI5, I think, is when we started rolling it out. And before that, we had like this really old, dated skin that had to be like hard coded for each individual wiki. Like we couldn't make it like cross-platform or anything like that. So that made it like really hard to like launch new wikis because you had to like customize everything for every single one. But now that we have this new skin, we're able to launch like alpha wikis a lot more easily. It's just like plug and chug basically.
Oh, nice.
So that's made it a lot easier for us to get wikis up and running. But for the League of Legends wiki specifically, we actually do have an alpha wiki for it right now, which just started pretty recently. So we've got members of the community working on that, and it's like you said, it's one of the biggest games in the world. So as the community gets more and more progress done, we're hoping eventually to be able to promote it to full wiki status.
It's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Sorry, Ursi, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Do you guys have like, because you mentioned promoting the Rocket League wiki from an alpha into like a full wiki? Do you have like a certain criteria, or is there just like the staff and volunteers, etc., just decide like, hey, we really all like this new game that's coming out, and we're going to make a full Liquipedia for it? Or is it more of a like, well, if it's popular on alpha, then we'll do it? Because I know recently we had Lollipop from Dota Buff on, and she was talking about how they go through their process of picking new games to make like blank buffs for, like overbuff, etc., and how they kind of limit themselves that way. Do you guys have a process, or is it more like, hey, this one's really popular, so obviously we're gonna make it a full wiki?
It's a little bit of both. I think the biggest thing is just making sure that we have the pages for teams, players, tournaments, everything like up to snuff basically. For like older games like League of Legends, you've got like 5+ years of tournaments and teams that like need pages.
Oh my gosh.
So like that's a lot of work. But because like Rocket League, when we launched the alpha wiki, it was pretty new. So like that was like, because like once we launched the Rocket League wiki, like the alpha wiki basically became like the centralized place for Rocket League esports. So like, because people were like contributing to that wiki, it was pretty easy for us to make that decision, saying like, hey, this wiki is popular, like we've got like so much background info on players and teams and everything already, so it was easy for us to make that decision. Like going forward is like going to be probably a mixture of both those things. We're like, hey, we know that this wiki is popular, but also like, hey, we actually have enough information in place for this to be like give it our stamp of quality basically.
That's cool. Okay. Wow. That's a cool way to say, hey, you love your game enough? If you love it enough, we'll help you with it. I like that.
Gotta prove you want it.
Yeah, exactly. Work for what you want. We're not going to just give you it. Those League of Legends players, losers, can't even get their stuff in order. Okay, so we'll take another caller. It is A-Star. His MMR is 2105, and he has an awesome question for us. A-Star, what is your question, sir?
Hey. Hey everyone! I'm wondering how you would like to see the culture of the Dota 2 community shift, if you wanted to shift at all, and how do we get there?
It's a great question.
Scary question.
And I'm super glad.
Roland, you just muted the poor guy.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to mute you. Sorry. You're super glad. A-star. Sorry, you're super glad.
And I'm super glad that the hacker's here as well. Like more people from the community and hosting sites that are able to answer this.
Oh, I know. Because no, sorry, I didn't mean to, it mutes and I've got
Okay, Roland, move on.
I have a robot in my mouse that controls it with my hand. So do you want me to start on this, you guys? Because I feel like I have like a very opinionated opinion about this.
Go for it.
Okay, so here's a question that I asked Denny a while back, Cyphus a while back, and I said, rodeos. Are rodeos good because rodeos are good, or are rodeos good because of rodeo clowns? Or do rodeo clowns make a rodeo good? I think I just said the same thing. I kind of reiterated what I said. Initially upon saying it, I felt like I said it better. Anyway, my whole point is, would rodeos keep existing without rodeo clowns? Or does the rodeo need rodeo clowns in order to draw crowds?
I mean, a rodeo is not defined by rodeo clowns. The whole point is the bulls and the horses.
But but there are rodeo clowns.
I mean, they are there, yeah.
And they're popular.
Yeah. I guess so.
Do you see where I'm going with this? Do you see where
I do.
I'm going?
You should have said like with the bulls.
Do you
like,
see where I'm going with this? Like, we have a legit sport, I guess you could call it legit, like they're riding animals and stuff. And then we have rodeo clowns. I think maybe if we took the rodeo clowns out of the picture, we could start to like make rodeos a little more like mainstream. You know, maybe we don't need rodeo clowns. Maybe rodeo clowns were put in there, and then this whole time we realized, holy fuck, that's been our problem. Rodeo clowns. And so that's kind of my opinion on where the scene is. Less rodeo clowns and more rodeo. The game's good enough. Rodeos are good enough. We don't need rodeo clowns. That's all I'm going to say.
Man, we're famous for like weird metaphors, and that one might take the cake. Roland. I get what you're going for.
I feel like my point is made with that, though. Yeah. I feel like
you're not wrong.
There's so many people that want to get on mic, and I think it is because we're all young. I'm not, but I'm gonna go ahead and include myself in that young category.
Young at heart.
But I feel like everybody wants to be funny and be like there is a certain amount of funny that is good, but it's like they don't understand the spectrum. Like you've got like full on clown on the right side, and you've got like full on professional on the left side. I want to see some in the middle. I want to see like pretty good joke, but let's keep going with that. And there are some great examples of this. I'm not going to name any names, but I'm just saying that like we don't want full on professional and we don't want full on clown. Let's bring it to the middle of the spectrum and let's get this thing professional. I think the way that we get there is money, attracting big names. And you know what doesn't attract big names? Full clown. Okay, full clown does not attract big names. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay. I have some opinions too, but I think Hacker should go first. We'll sandwich the actual professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think in terms of a lot of what you said applies to the pro scene, but I took this question to mean more about like the community as a whole.
I meant it as a community. I did mean it as the community, not the pro scene. Okay. Yes. But go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that the game is obviously like top tier, like excellent. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. But I think that the community is definitely kind of a turnoff. Like, especially for me, like for the past year plus, like I've basically like solo queue like once every like 3 months. If I'm not playing in a party, like I'm done because like I just don't want to have to bother with like randoms at my pubs.
Yeah,
I think that people are. I'm trying really hard not to generalize, but I think I'm going to generalize.
Insufferable.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, you can. No, generalizing is fine. Go ahead.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, no, you can generalize.
Yeah, I think like on average, people in pubs tend to be insufferable, I guess.
I
for
think
lack of a better word.
douchebag is a better word
Yeah.
than insufferable.
Well, I
but-
mean, douchebags are insufferable.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. I only queue solo queue because I like to go into the wild. You know, I'm an explorer, and I do it on stream, and it provides some funny content. But I couldn't agree more with you, Hacker. As far as, and that's the great thing about .p is I feel like a lot of it has to do with anonymity. With anonymity comes this like spread of bacteria of I can say whatever comes to my mind with no filter. And you take away that anonymity, and it's like I know your name, and I know your work, and I know who you are, and I can come back and find you 10 times. When they're under that scrutiny, they're not going to act like complete ass clowns. And
Yeah.
and in the .p community, I feel like anonymity is something that is stripped just by the relationships people form with one another. So, you know, maybe somebody who otherwise would have been an ass clown in the .p community isn't, because they know they're going to be held accountable by their peers. Ursi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely Hacker brings up some real good points. I've heard, especially from girls that I know that play Dota or don't play Dota specifically because of the community. I've heard that from a not insignificant amount of people, that, especially girls, I will say, but men as well. I don't know why I said girls and men as opposed to boys versus girls or men versus women. Anyway, the community is definitely a huge turnoff. Like, people just don't like solo queuing for a large part, and then the people that do, myself included, we just mute everybody instantly, or we are the scum of the earth that participate in the various interactions one has in solo queue. But I mean, obviously it's very difficult to really improve a community that's this large, but it would be nice if Valve was somehow making steps in that direction. And I mean, it seems like they're clearly attentive and they want to address the community as such, but it is such a monumental task to try to really police and or moderate like millions and millions of people who can just make new accounts and instantly go into matchmaking and make a Smurf. Like, I play mostly unranked, and I forget, but I played 3 games the other day, and in every single game there were at least 6 Smurfs in unranked and very high skill, and it's not fun. Like, it's not fun to have a system. And for instance, these people are, like we say, for insufferable, but you can't report them because it's Smurf, and like your report does nothing because the level 8 account, and this person can just go to a different account. So there's no accountability for their actions, even if you consider the minor what's it called? The minor punishment that low priority is. Like, it's just not an adequate punishment for people that are being racist or intentionally feeding yada 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 any number of things.
I mean, to ask Valve to fix something that monumental is
but
way
the thing
too
is,
much.
like, the thing is, they hopefully, of course, they have this in mind, but it would be nice to see more indication that they're trying to move in the right way. Like, it cannot be rocket science to put in a system that says, oh, this guy's 0-25, okay, well, this game doesn't count anymore. Or, oh, this person, if they just auto-detect, like, this person said the N-word 30 times in the span of 6 minutes. Like, hey, maybe we should not, like, maybe we should ban this person.
But then
or maybe
again,
we should be like, hey, don't play for an hour.
Look at it from a business perspective. Does Valve really care what people are saying unless it's interrupting other people's play? Because Valve doesn't want anybody to not play. Valve wants as many people to play, right?
But that's the thing. Just like Hacker was saying, people are actively not playing this game because of the community. And if they can put in the minor amount of effort to say, okay, well, these people who, they may give us money, but they're like scum of the earth type of people.
I have a fix.
Okay.
Reddit. That's the issue.
That's not Reddit is never the fix.
No, Reddit is a huge issue. Reddit.
Oh, it's an issue. Yes, it's not a fix.
I'd say how Valve can take control is control the way people talk in forums before they go into games. Reddit normalizes a lot of behaviors that we see in our games. And Reddit is by far and away the biggest news source for Dota 2 that you can get. Hands down, Join Dota isn't even a drop in the bucket in comparison to our Dota 2, and I'd say Join Dota is a close second.
Kind of.
Maybe.
I
feel like if they took over forums,
a vocal minority.
Yeah.
Like Dota 2 has thousands and thousands of people that read it.
A couple
but
hundred
the
thousand
actual-
people. But when you read
Yeah,
it, that's
but the
an
people that
implanted
actually
idea.
write.
I mean, that's an
Yes.
implanted idea that you may let come true. Like we have, like for instance, on the top of our Dota today, like fat Toby, skinny Toby,
Yeah.
like normalizing like that type of thing. Just
Oh, yeah.
you know, it's Reddit is the issue. That is the issue.
Reddit
God damn
is
it!
a
I wish I
symptom.
could be at the top of Reddit every single day. I wish .p could, because guess what? It's the best advertising you can get. But Reddit's the issue, in my opinion, is one of the bigger issues because it's community ran, and I don't know. I feel like it's one of the bigger issues. But I'd love to hear a counterpoint.
I mean, Reddit's a symptom, right? It's only like that because the community on average skews. Like, Reddit is such a small minority. Like I was saying earlier, Reddit, if you look at the actual accounts that post regularly, if you pay attention or if you tag people, which you can do if you run like a Reddit client, you will notice the same people posting. Like there is while there are hundreds of thousands of people that read our Dota 2, the actual people that post are like maybe 10%, if that. Myself, for instance, I almost never post. The Twitch chat also is a huge issue. I still say
and
I'm
Twitch
definitely
chat
of the
is
opinion-
so dumb, dude.
Well, that's an
That is
issue in
hive
many-
mind. That is just hive mind going on
But-
there.
But I will say, I think definitely the way to do it is just, if you purge the people that are actively having a negative effect on your community, even if they're giving you money, assuming you are Valve kind listener, that you're still going to be gaining listeners in the long run with all of the
Maybe.
people that come back to the game or participate
Hersey,
more actively.
we still don't even have a Juggernaut Arcana. Okay, so you're asking.
Well, we don't need that.
You're
We need
asking
Wisp
for
Arcana.
way too much. You're asking.
We already
for
got
way
the
too
Jug
much.
set, that expensive one.
A-Star, do you play solo queue?
Yep, a lot.
Okay. What? Okay, you've heard us Babylon about this. What are your takes on this?
Yeah, I'm personally finding like I get out of the community for a while because it is pretty enraging. There's a few people commenting. I see the chat on the side there that says, if we were to drop a couple thousand players, then we would get maybe millions more. But how do we get there? I do feel it needs to be a community response. I don't know what Valve would do. Changing LP, and you had a great idea about changing LP to where we're doing, instead of being put in low priority, we can coach or something along those lines. Something that makes us engage with each other more cooperatively, because it's a 5v5 co-op game. But then externally, like third-party sites like .p or groups on Reddit or the Desoladies, like anyone who's willing to challenge sexism in the game would probably have to use like something outside the game, forums or events. That's where I was thinking with this.
Yeah. No, I agree.
We definitely have room to improve.
We do have room to improve for sure.
A lot of room. Too much room.
All right,
Many rooms.
A-Star, thank you so much. Great question, sir.
Thanks. Good responses.
Okay, so our next question is going to come from Curbside. He has a question. He was listening, and he has a question that kind of follows up on this. So we're going to bring him in here real quick, and we're going to actually have him go ahead and extrapolate on this same topic here. Curbside, are you here? Curbside, are you here? All right, maybe he's not ready. We'll bring him back. Let's read a write-in real quick.
All right,
oh no,
we're
he's
good.
Here. Okay, Curbside, you wanted to add to this?
Oh, okay, I'm on. Oh shit.
Yes, you are. You are.
Yeah. So my question was, I kind of took a hiatus from Dota because there's too many immature players, too many flamers, too many trolls, and so I was thinking, what would you guys say to somebody like me who like just kind of lost that, that spark for Dota, and also to people that just haven't played the game before? Like, what would you do to tell them to come play?
Mute everybody.
Hacker, what do you say about this?
I think it kind of goes back to what you were talking about earlier with the community aspect, like finding a group of people where you can get rid of the anonymity and hold people accountable for their words and actions. Like, I got into this game in the first place because I knew a bunch of my friends in high school who were playing it. So Like that's how I got started because hey, these guys are playing this game all the time. Hey, you should join us sometime. Like we can teach you even if you're brand new. And like that's how I got into the game in the first place. In terms of like people returning from like a break, then yeah, it's like same thing. Like try and find a not even necessarily a consistent group of people, but just a group of people whom you can interact with. Like you can interact with, and you can at least are familiar enough to with them to like talk to them outside of the game, like even if it's like Steam messages just occasionally or something like that. Like I think finding a group of players, like-minded players, especially who are like, hey, let's like not flame, let's try and be positive, let's like have this good mentality. Like I think that's a like for me, like I said, like I'm basically only playing in parties nowadays. Like I want to play with people that whom I at least know a little bit more than like, hey, just this random person who got pulled in your pub from like the giant matchmaking pool. I want to be able to have like familiarity with the people I play with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's definitely a big part of it, at least for me.
I agree. Ursi?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's all about finding people that are like-minded. And that goes both ways, right? You have, kind of like Rowan was talking about earlier regarding professionalism, you have people that play the game very seriously and you want to find 4 or more other people that also are saying, hey, I want to get better, hey, I want to win. And vice versa, if you're the kind of player that doesn't care that much and just wants to have fun, you need to find people that are like-minded. And that's how these kind of communities start and hopefully progress and hopefully spread outwards. So, I mean, you got to find your niche, right? Or niche, however you decide to pronounce it.
Niche or niche. I would say to curbside is because it's easier said than done to just, hey, go find people that you like to play with. Because when I first started, I had like 2 people that I played with other than Denny and, or Cyphus and Wazoo, my brother and my good friend Denny, who produces the show. I only had like 2 other people. And if they weren't online, we couldn't 5-stack, and then we couldn't rank because we'd have a 4-man team. We couldn't play ranked, and it was just kind of shitty. So it's easier said than done. I'd also just add the addendum of, you're playing a super competitive game. People are going to be assholes. Know that going into it. Be excited about how you're going to play, and don't if you have to, mute everybody. Like if you're laying in bed at night thinking, oh god, it'd be so much fun to play Alchemist. Like he gets gold and like he has that acid spray stuff, the minus armor. Like play the game. Don't let other people ruin that for you. Just mute. Who cares? They can only ping like once every 10 seconds if you mute them. So, and then slowly build your group by people that you find that you like. Like that is literally how DotP became, the hundreds of people that we are now in this community, is just slowly but surely sifting through. Like you're at the end of a river in California where our good friend Hacker lives, trying to find just one little pebble of gold to add to your collection. Like you have to sift through a lot, but eventually you get some good people who bring in other good people, because usually good people attract other good people. So yeah, one person can lead to a lot of other great people because they're good. Anyway, is that adequate at curbside?
Kinda. I'm a little bit like there's like between what Ursinity said about muting, because I imagine the muting is like if you don't have your group with you online, like they're busy with real life, but you still want to play, like kind of like what Roland said, don't let anybody stop you from playing. But then it's like, so then I would have to mute everybody because it'd be solo ranked.
Unfortunately, until we mass genocide all these douchebags, yeah.
But then by establishing the mute policy, how will I find new, interesting, awesome people?
You won't, and your question's too hard to answer.
Okay, I have the answer. Here. So what I do, I have a 1 strike policy, and if I'm supporting, I'll extend that to 2 strikes. And that way I keep all the rational people, all the people that are normal, all the people that are nice. And then all the ones that are annoying, they don't get to tilt me because I mute them right away. I'm like, all right, boy, you said X, Y, or Z, or you did, X, Y, or Z, and then you're out. So I can cultivate my large following of friendly people that I definitely have. I'm definitely friends with lots of people. And also mute everybody else. And then you can dodge games later because you can be like, oh, hey, this guy's muted on my team already. But you can't do that anymore. But if you allow it in really fast, you can also tag people. There's a lot of little weird things you can do with Steam. If you send somebody a friend request And while it's not accepted or declined, you can add a nickname to them, and you can just add a nickname like parentheses Dodge, and then you can cancel your friend request, and then they will permanently have that on their name whenever you see them in games and stuff. So you can see like, okay, I load in the game, hopefully fast because you have a nice computer, I'm sure. And then you're like, okay, I have 6 people that say Dodge in this game, but 5 of them are on the enemy team and 1 of them is on my team. We're going to stick to this because they're all idiots and they're going to fight and then we're going to win. And then you play like Night Stalker and you tilt them even more. Oh boy, that's the strat.
That sounds better.
Well,
That is my pro tip.
food for thought, Curbside. I would love to practice answering that question because I'm really not sure how to answer it perfectly. But thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, let's read some questions that are specific to
Let's.
Liquipedia.
Liquipedia. All right. Let's see. I'll do the fun one first. From Samurai65. What is the weirdest / funniest / strangest things someone has ever done to a Liquipedia page that you had to change, and did you want to fix it? This is one of those very specific questions that like always gets asked, and then like 2 hours after the question's asked, you're like, oh man, that would have been the perfect answer.
Yeah.
So maybe we should have sent you this one first, but in retrospect, our hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do that. Like just edit things.
Yeah, anyone can just edit things. Sign up for a free account, wiki.tv.net.
Edit things and give him a really, really good answer to this question next time he's on the show.
Go and edit Hacker's page right now, and then maybe give him the weirdest, funniest, strangest thing someone has ever done to his own page. Okay, another one from Alex D. Do players ever get upset about their profile descriptions or background?
Well, one second. Hacker, do you have like any semblance of an answer for that first question? Anything that comes to mind, even non-specific?
I mean, what comes to mind immediately is the Smashes page, especially Smash of Elite Wolves 322 fame.
Yeah.
His page, like every couple of months, there'll be some group of presumably Spanish-speaking Peruvian kids who come on and just vandalize the page, which is moderately annoying, but is enough to undo. That happened earlier today.
Well, at least it's expected, right?
Yeah. I mean, like every couple months, there's like people like adding just random like Spanish cursors to his page, which is yeah.
Is it fun to take down? Do you laugh as you read it? As you're like, oh, these guys
It
got it
depends.
again.
Sometimes they like go into like elaborate fake biographies that Google Translate gets you a laugh out of that. Sometimes.
Yeah, like Slacks being Nahaz's son.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what immediately comes to mind. If I think of something, I can bring it up.
Yeah. So yeah, let's do the other next one that's quick, which is actually related. From Alex D. Do players ever get upset about their profile descriptions, background, or photograph, etc.?
Not upset, but we definitely do get requests to change things from players occasionally. Like mostly it's just like we got something wrong, like if we like got like someone's nationality wrong or something like that, players sometimes will drop us a message like, hey, this is inaccurate, so like we'll fix that. That's mostly what it is. I don't think people really get upset. It's mostly like correction stuff.
Huh. Well, that's good, I suppose. I was gonna say. I was like, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm always like,
No.
All right, so we're running low on time, so let's go ahead and take our next caller. It's Lieutenant Condor. He literally sent me a cookbook, his family's cookbook, because of all the woes I've said on the show about Audrey's breakfast slop. So he sent me a cookbook, his family's cookbook, and it looks great. He thumbed through it and wrote a bunch of things. Anyway, it's MMR's 1800. Lieutenant Condor, what's your question?
How are y'all doing tonight?
Great.
Good.
Awesome. I have a little question here. Last week I was sitting in the tractor thinking about my gaming experience, and I thought about the first time I ever got the shakes from a game. Have y'all ever experienced that?
The shakes like
Absolutely.
adrenaline? Or
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Just a little background here. We were reenacting the air battle of Guadalcanal when I was flying on a simulator. We got pounced by zeros. It was about a 20-minute fight. I got chased, and we ended up killing the guy, but I landed on the carrier and took my hands off my HOTAS. and they were sweating and literally shaking. I'd never experienced that before, and it just blew my mind. I was wondering what your experiences were. Have you got it in Dota, or what game have you got it in?
I guess I'll start. I've had it. I get this. I wouldn't say often now, but I have historically had this many times. Especially when I played like hardcore WoW. When I didn't play super hardcore, but I played like server first level competition. And whenever we're like killing the final boss in heroic mode of whatever tier it was, or some other big thing that like we'd spent weeks on doing, that would be one of those things where it's like, especially if I had one specific job. I can't think of a specific fight now. There was one, the 7th boss in ICC was Plaguebringer or Plague Putricide, Professor Putricide. And I had a very specific job where I had to like pilot this one thing. And every time I would do it, and like we would be doing well otherwise, like hitting our benchmarks for success. And then it's one of those things where it's like, man, if I mess this up, 24 other people are going to be yelling at me and be like, oh my God, Sam ruined everything. So that would definitely give me the shakes. And then in Dota, I've had it before. Not, I wouldn't say regularly, but every once in a while, like if I played a game, I remember I played a tournament game that was like really all on me because I was playing with a team. I was a stand-in, and it was all like 3K players, and we like basically lucked our way into the grand finals of this charity tournament. And Slacks was casting with the guy who was running it. It was for, I forget what charity. It was fun. But like the other team was like a legit like 6K, 7K stack. And I was only like 4K at this point. And I like, it was one of those things where I was like, I have to do well. And if I don't do well, we're absolutely going to lose. And even if I do well, we're still probably going to lose. But there were also like hundreds of people watching. And like, now I wouldn't be that concerned with it because I'm more used to like the pressure of these kind of things. But back then I was like, oh boy, I got to do well. That was fun. Also, when we played against Purge's stack the other weekend, that was fun. I didn't really get it hardcore that time, but I was still like, my hands were sweating more than usual. I'll say that much. So it's an exciting feeling when you're over it, though.
Yeah. Hacker, what about you? First memory of a game giving you the shakes.
Yeah, I think like Dota's done like that's like why I keep coming back to this game, right? Because Dota has like a unique ability to do that to you. I think.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of games I remember, and probably like way more that I don't remember, that like, at the end, it's like this 100-minute game, like you finally take down their ancient and you're like shaking at the end. Like that feeling is like why a lot of people play the game.
It's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, I remember one particular game where I was playing Ember Spirit, and it's like a super late game Ember Spirit with like 3 rapiers, like running around the map, like trying not to die. Like that's like, man, Dota's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It is. Try being on drugs and playing Dota. It's way tough. No, I don't do drugs. I'm joking. I was gonna like quickly pass over that. All right. So
you didn't.
But I didn't. Yeah. And then I just had to be like, no, I don't do drugs. Like I'm a dad, and I say dad jokes. And yeah. Which doesn't really necessarily mean I'm not on drugs.
When did you get the shakes, Roland?
So I the first time I ever really got the shakes, it was back in probably late 2010, I'd say. StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty. I had heard about this new thing Protoss were doing, which was the 4-gate, and at this point it was new, the 4-gate. And I scouted out and I realized, oh my god, I'm getting proxy 4-gated. Proxy meaning the 4 gates are closer to your base. And so I immediately, I was playing Protoss. I immediately build a forge. I build cannons. And it turns into like a 25 to 30 minute long StarCraft 2 game, which is actually a really long StarCraft 2 game. That's like your late game of StarCraft 2. Yeah. And I ended up holding off the 4 gate. I get an expanse in. I build a bunch of speed lots and a Colossus, and I win. And I saved the replay. I shared the replay with anybody I could find. Because, I only had one other friend that really played. So it was super exciting for me, is what I'm going to say. It gave me the shakes. I, took my hands off the keyboard because micro, I was moving at, like, roughly 200 APM. So for 30 minutes, I'm like, 200 APM. And then it's done. And he surrenders. And nothing has given me the shakes like StarCraft, especially when trying to climb. Dota, it's like, ah, shit. Like those 100-minute games are always hilarious, where it's like shrine v shrine, and you don't know who won. And the game ends, and you're like, wait, did we win or did they win? Like, I don't know if that gives me the shakes necessarily. It definitely is a mean drug that it's like, okay, I got to get another one in. But it wasn't like that panic that I felt like, oh my God, within minutes I am going to die unless I react now. And with Dota, like, you know, you have towers and shit. Like it's not like if I don't react right now, it is the end of my life for good. I don't know. I guess that can happen in Dota, but it was StarCraft 2 that gave me that, and I haven't got it in Dota really, like that adrenaline rush. Because I guess StarCraft 2 was just super fast paced, right? Like average game being like around 10 minutes. I don't know. I just didn't expect it. I saw it coming, and I won, and I felt really cool. And then after, it was just like what Lieutenant Condor said. Like I took my hand off my mouse and my keyboard and was just like, but won, and then shared my replay with everybody. Hey, Lieutenant Condor, thank you so much. That was super thought provoking, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
All right, we're going to take another caller. It is TJ Sutton 07. 07 is basically saluting another commander of Elite Dangerous. Yes, I am now playing Elite Dangerous. TJ, you have a question for us. Your MMR is 1500. What is it?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Well, thank you.
Good. Hey, so I've been hearing, my question is kind of a two-parter. First part is, I've been hearing rumors of a fourth spirit coming out sometime soon, possibly. Mm-hmm. I was wondering if you guys had heard anything, had any theories about what it might be or who it might be.
I've heard things.
I thought it was the shadow spirit. I thought that was the whole thing. That it was like some shadowy spirit that's going to come out.
Because we need another hero that has the initials SS and has shadow at the beginning of the name.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll be shadow spirit or nighttime spirit. Maybe NS. Oh, there's already.
Is there
NS.
a pronoun that we can put behind shadow that is not already used? We have shadow fiend. Can't use shadow friend because we already used that.
It has to be spirit. So it has to be like. It could be like silence spirit. No, because it's an S. Midnight spirit. Midnight spirit.
No.
MS. There's no MS.
Hacker, are you into
Dota
Dota
2,
lore? I'm not. I will say I wish I'm good friends with Liquipedia, who, other than Slacks, is I think maybe the most knowledgeable person about lore that I've ever spoken with. And I'm sure she'd have a good answer to this question. I do not, because I don't care about Dota lore. I don't hate it. I'm just incompetent with it, and I don't read any of the comics. But I know there's a whole extensive Reddit did all their hunting for the fourth spirit stuff, and that I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't, and it's making no
I
sense
really
to
don't.
me. Hacker, do you have anything to add on this front?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not huge into the Dota lore either. It's just kind of what I absorb anecdotally from reading Reddit or whatever. Yeah, I don't know what. A new hero would be cool. That's always good. Hopefully, it won't be as broken as Monkey King on release.
Or still.
Yeah. Or still, I guess.
Yeah. So Danny writes, it has to be an air spirit because there's earth, water, fire, and there's no water spirit. It has to be water. Electricity would be air.
Morphling is the water spirit.
Yeah, Danny, no, it's gonna be a shadow spirit. Okay, and it's gonna be a lot like in Game of Thrones when it's gonna be a lady that walks around and she births a spirit that can kill one person, and that's the ultimate.
Let's talk about
for anybody who gets that reference. Who has seen?
I've read it. Almost everybody gets that reference, Roland. Let's go to the second part of the question, though, TJ.
Okay.
You were saying it was about limits on future Dota heroes.
Yeah. So I was wondering if you guys thought if there was ever if Valve will ever impose a limit on heroes, whether they'll just say we don't want any more heroes. Or do you think they could eventually start kicking out heroes the least played? And I just looked on Dota Buff. That'd be Chen, IO, Arc Warden, Visage.
Oracle. So
do you think they would if they'll keep adding, or will they have reached a limit where they're we don't feel like expanding this anymore?
Well, they'll keep adding for sure. I mean, they're already taking heroes away. It's just you don't realize it. Remember Disco Pony? He was popular.
He's good.
Yeah. Well, he's good now, but for a long time he wasn't. Remember all those beautiful heroes from TI5 like Phantom Lancer? Like that.
He's
that's
good now.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We
now,
played him like 2 Theory Crafting Thursdays ago.
Now, but between TI5 and now, there's a lot of distance. Okay.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah, I
weren't
think of
played.
Shadow Fiend as well. Because, like,
Yeah.
I never really paid any attention to Dota until, like, about the TI5 time. And I remember watching TI5, and it seemed like Shadow Fiend was either in every single game or he was banned. And then after TI5, he was, like, nerfed and, like, completely taken out of the meta. I never saw him. And now he's, like, made this huge comeback.
This huge resurgence. Or remember Arteezy Lycan? That's all I could think of when I thought of Arteezy. I thought of Lycan back in the TI4 days. Lycan was first banned material, and now Lycan's a completely different hero. I think they'll slowly add, as in, like, what do they add? Like 2 heroes a year? And, like, usually the heroes, with every successive hero they've added, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. So here pretty soon we'll just have, like, Boxy the box hero, and he doesn't do anything. He's just a box that sits on the ground, but he's super
The sick
overpowered.
Arcana, though, makes him into a circle.
He's super, and his Arcana will make him into a circle, but he's way overpowered. Like, if you touch the ground, it's like lava, like that game we used to play on the playground, and you just die, because that's what Boxy does. And Boxy will be the next hero because it's easy to develop. Yeah, and the Arcana will be released with him, which makes him circly, and then Io will be out of meta. Yeah, I don't know. Their hero concepts are Monkey King. Can we just all agree that was just a mistake? Monkey King.
I mean,
like
the balancing is the mistake. It's a classic hero concept.
The
for good
hero
reason.
needs to be. The hero's a mistake, Ursi. Okay, that hero needs to get taken out to an alley late at night and shot. Okay, and then thrown into a dumpster. Yeah.
One more nerf and that'll be true.
No, he needs to get Jingu'd in his own head, dude. Is what needs to happen. Okay.
They need to put in mirror match mode back from Dota 1.
No one likes that hero. Okay, I'll stop.
Hacker, what do you think?
I think it just like depends how long IceFrog can keep thinking up ideas. Like he's not going to stop anytime soon. So
Yeah, we need to like pray he does not like secretly. We find out IceFrog's identity is some like 98-year-old guy, and then we just need to like George R. Martin him alive.
No, it's Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and we're like, no, Ruth Bader Ginsburg can't die.
Yeah.
She really can't die. Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, I like that they're doing this kind of slow growth in the hero pool. Granted, like, I played League for a while with friends, and they would put out a new hero, like, every 2 weeks or whatever. And you think, like, Dota balance is bad sometimes with a hero like Monkey King. Imagine if, like, Monkey King was coming out every few weeks. So, I think I am happy with the amount of heroes. I think there is... People always talk about when they're talking about new people coming into Dota, there's such a huge burden of knowledge right now. And I would be very concerned if, let's say, 5 years from now, there's another 30 heroes. Like, if they put out 6 a year, then you'd have, what would it be, like 140-ish? That would just increase the burden of knowledge for any new player, and it would necessitate more things like limited heroes mode and etc. So I would be very concerned with it when, like, referring to our earlier question, we talk about growing the game and growing the community. If there is just too many heroes, it can become like a burden upon any new player and too much of an advantage for any veteran player. And so that would definitely be my main concern if they add too many heroes. But overall, I mean, you need to add heroes, right? Like, I don't think you want to do something where... I don't think you ever take heroes out, especially considering the economic side of that. Like, if they take Lena out and it's like, okay, well, I have $80 worth of cosmetics for her, what are they going to do? Like, they can't just be like, yeah, those don't apply anymore. Or like, I guess they'd give you credit. Like, that stuff would be an extra aside from the game. That would be a weird issue to have. And also, you know, nobody wants to have their favorite thing taken out. Like, again, using League is probably the best example. League had, I forget what his name was, but they had this pirate hero, and then for a special event, they took him out of the game for like 2 weeks, and then they reworked him and put him back in the game. And that's just, like, I don't want to play a game where it's just gonna be like, okay, well, I really like this hero, and then maybe arbitrarily Valve decides, okay, well, let's take him or her out of the game. And, well, even if it's just for a short period of time, I find that very suspect. That's not something I look forward to in a game. And even if it's a hero I don't play, I don't want somebody to be like, man, I know nobody picks Chen. I know the hero sucks right now. I know, like, nobody plays him, but I play him because I'm... God, what's that guy's name? That's 6K. He's like 6 something, and he only plays Chen.
I don't know, Ursi. I don't know. Okay.
But you wouldn't want that to happen. Like, there could be here that only one person plays, or here that I hate. Like, they're techies pickers. I'd love it if techies was removed from the game, but I'd hate it because all those people would... Actually, I wouldn't hate it. They deserve to be sad. But I dislike Arc Warden players, maybe, is a better example. But, you know, they gotta have their thing, right? Grouty's gotta get his rocks off somehow. So, you know, maybe don't take heroes out of the game.
Yeah.
Wow. That would have been easy to say in one sentence. Thank you,
No.
Mercy. I
It
appreciate
required.
it.
I had to build all that just to insult and then rebuild my capacity to be friends with techies pickers and Grouty because you know it's been like an hour and we haven't made fun of Grouty.
Made fun of him plenty. 07 Commander, thank you so much.
07. One last thing. I don't mean to like run over or anything, but in terms of the spirit, I was hearing a lot of stuff about water, but I actually read through the comics today, and in the second Monkey King comic, it shows a panel where he's like surrounded by the 4 spirits, and the 4th is like a deep purple. So I don't know if it's like water or if it will be a shadow.
Midnight Spirit.
Yeah, I'm firmly in the shadow spirit. I will say
Midnight Spirit.
Tweet at Leafy Peachy and say, hey, what's the new spirit going to be? And she'll probably give you a dissertation. That's what I'm going to do after this, actually, because now I wish I knew.
All right, just PM me. Shoot me a little message.
Yeah, will do.
07 Commander.
07, sir.
God, you nerds.
All right. Okay,
Freaking
so yes, that is it. That is the show. Hacker, thank you so much for coming on. Ursi, thank you so much for being long-winded. Please continue that long-windedness
That's what I am.
in closing this show out.
Okay, we will close this out because we have a Twitch, twitch.tv/.btv. We have a YouTube, youtube.com/.btv1. We have Twitter, I'm at Ursinity. Proud is at, I don't know why I'm saying proud. Proud's not here. Our show is at DotP_show. The Hacker is at TeH4ck3r. And we have email. You can email us questions for this specific show, defenseofthepatients@gmail.com. Also, reviews, etc. iTunes reviews help us a lot. Reddit, r/defenseofthepatients. And Patreon, of course. Patreon.com/defenseofthepatients. We have our special Patreon stream this weekend, the 6-hour stream from 6 p.m. Eastern to 12 p.m. Eastern. And that's Saturday, March 18th?
We're not doing 18 hours.
12 a.m.
Yeah, 12 a.m.
Okay, I'm sorry. 12 a.m. Excuse me. Midnight, the colloquial way to say it.
Yeah.
Or you could say 1800 to 2400. That's another way. But
Ursi.
anyway, that's gonna be a lot of fun. We're doing giveaways. It's a whole thing.
Close us.
Roland, you told me to be long-winded, my friend.
No.
Thank you.
No, close-winded.
Let's be polite, all right? The Hacker, thank you for coming on and giving us the wisdom of Liquipedia. I desperately need it. In retrospect, I need to pay more attention to Liquipedia and have at least some general amount of knowledge about the pro scene that I lack.
For sure.
It
No,
was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
dude, thank you so much. It was great having you, and especially your insight was really cool to hear, especially on a couple of those questions. Ursi would have just droned on, and I would have fallen asleep and woken up when.
Man, you're really kicking this dead horse.
Oh no, the horse lives. The horse
live
lives.
horse.
the horse lives.
I'm quite alive.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Tuesday Q&A. Remember, you have questions, and we have answers.